Hi Aries, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. We're going to take a look at your future today. Today we're going to take a look at the beginning of 2022 and we'll go over 4 of the main astrological transits that will influence you. We're going to still do tarot alongside each transit, and we'll get into that in just a minute. So I have 4 little announcements. First, if you want a reading with me, my site is still down, so you'll need to get that in the description. So go into the description and there's a direct link to where you can buy it. The second is that I've turned off comments for these sign by sign readings. I think it may be too much for you guys to have to comment and everything, so we'll see how the videos do without comments and we'll go from there, but we will have comments on the collective readings. I have a little bit of a cough that's a layover from December. I was sick and I have a predisposition to cough, so if you hear me coughing, I'm not sick, I'm feeling fine and I'm good. So it's just something that my body has been doing since I was little. And so last message is that members get an extended today. So members, thank you for waiting for your readings. They're coming in, and so they'll be in the description as well. Okay, so why don't we break down the next little while, and it'll cover December into April or so. It's meant to be more of like a big picture reading that kind of tells you how are things looking, what does it mean, and what you should focus on. This reading is good for Sun, Moon, Rising Aries, but even if you have Venus or Mars or Jupiter in Aries, or a concentration in your chart, meaning lots of planets together in Aries in your chart, then watch this. Even North Node Aries may be a good thing. Okay, so first off, I didn't do this for half the zodiac, and I should have, but this is the plus of sometimes getting your video after, because I'm like, oh, I should say it this way. So overall, when we're looking at your chart at this time, we're looking at you sort of having a highlight right now at the beginning of the year in terms of your social life. That's the sun up here in your 9th and 10th house, meaning very social Christmas, very social New Year. Now, this is a normal thing for you in regards to the sun, but beyond that, there's a lot going on with Capricorn, which is your 10th house, which we'll get to in a minute. So it's more than normal busy time for Aries. Placements, a lot going on in your social life, but Jupiter has now moved into your 12th house, so that shifts things. And overall, it's a very social time, and it's going to shift through the spring into a more introspective moment, which happens also pretty annually, but this year there will be transits that will highlight that more. It's not often that a set of transits is only on one side of the chart, and so that's unique, and it just happens, based on math and the laws of physics. And so we have kind of half the chart covered. So there's an emphasis on social life at this time. It's very concentrated, and that will transmute or transform into you looking in and kind of finding some path for yourself. Through the spring, late February, early March. Okay, so first transit I want to highlight for you guys is North Node and South Node. In December through January, they transition. They transition over a period of about a month. And so they moved into Taurus and Scorpio. So for you, this is the 2nd house and the 8th house. So if you know your astrology, you are already excited, because this brings an emphasis of making money. This makes an emphasis of getting wealth, and especially for yourself. So you're going to be focused on material wealth, material opportunities. Uranus in Taurus with the North Node will be a very good opportunity for you to do something unexpected to make money. So be very open-minded, because unexpected things, opportunities are coming your way to make money. And then in terms of the South Node, 8th house stuff, South Node in the 8th house is a pretty intense transit, I would say. It has a lot to do with letting go of the past as usual. But in this case, we're talking about people who have passed in your life, or if you have a shared estate with others, and especially if there's some difficulties that are a product of that, or if it's weighed down in some way, then the South Node transit in the 8th house will purge, will clean, will very much clean out issues associated with shared resources. So when we're talking about like you have a shared family equity with someone else, an ex-partner, for example, and there's a lot of leftover from those experiences. When the South Node transits in Scorpio until July 2023, a lot of the leftover things between you and your ex will get worked out. So it's actually a positive thing, but it's a big purge. And the 8th house is kind of an intense purge, so we'll talk about it more in other videos. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot for the North Node. First card we have is the Ace of Wands, new beginning. Then we have the 5 of Wands. Let's see what's going on. I feel as though you're getting a very strong transit for self-determination, which means that you do things for yourself, irregardless of the world around you. Then we have 7 of Pentacles. Not everybody's going to like what you're going to be doing, and I don't think you should really care. I think that you should go after what you want. If you want to pursue something new, other people may not get it, especially because of Uranus in the 2nd house. So whatever you end up doing may be different than other things you've ever done. Uranus has this really kind of novel aspect to it, which means that you might be interested in something that other people don't recognize as valuable. So don't really look to outside reinforcement at this time. See what works for you, see what makes sense, and go with that. And 7 of Pentacles moving forward. There's going to be some time between the energy that you put into it and the outcome. And so you're going to have to wait. Here is the next messages. We have the 9 of Rods. So there's a lot of signs are getting this message of waiting. So it looks like we're initiating something in the first couple months of the year, and then we have to wait for the outcome. So just be patient for that 9 of Swords. It really looks as though somebody's getting under your skin. It looks as though somebody is really putting a resistance up for you, and I think you feel betrayed. So I think that, maybe it's someone you've helped or someone that you're close with, and you're on to something new and exciting, which is the Ace of Rods, and here they are putting a damper on it, and that's the part that hurts. Like, why would you do that to me? Saturn is in your 11th house. Saturn in the 11th house, it's a longer transit that started last year, will make us purge friends. So friends that are not very good for you, or people who are not very kind, or if you're letting like circumstances pass that you shouldn't, Saturn will take those people out. But see, money's on the horizon. So this is saying like, go after what you need to go after. There's money available for you. There's success available for you. Look at the stellium and Capricorn there. So just there is opportunity for you on the outcome. And in the meantime, I feel like there's going to be some waiting. Don't get distracted by the haters, and keep going with what you're doing. Your unique idea will be very successful. Okay, so the next message is Jupiter, which actually entered into Pisces on December 29th. So this is a chart for then. You'll see it actually move right now. So Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter transit in the 12th house can be a bit rough. Jupiter has the quality of making things expand, so grow. And so anything that's a layover from the last 12 years in which Jupiter was going around the zodiac will get addressed now. also, things with respect to institutions may get bigger. So if you have like unexpected things, or institutions, or government and stuff, schools, you may find that there's like weird experiences in which people act funny and things get out of hand quite easily. So just take it one step at a time. Jupiter in the 12th house is very good for introspection and looking in and finding spirituality. So I hope that over the next year, it's about 8 months now left of this transit, that you find spirituality and fulfillment. But just be patient, because once Jupiter enters Aries, it's awesome. So Jupiter is in Pisces until May 11th. Then it will enter your sign, and that's going to be very lucky for you. And then it will stay in Aries until October, and then re-enter Aries on November like 28th or something. So it's going to be in Aries part of the year this year, and a part of the year next year. So it's only a short run. If you want to know what this is like, look back to last year in May and July, May through July. That's when Jupiter entered Pisces, and you may have already experienced aspects of what Jupiter is like in your chart. And it does depend, because if you're an Aries moon, this will play out a lot more subtle than if it's the sun or the rising. So be patient, but yeah, look back to last year to understand. I would also suggest that there's a bit of a square on the nodes at this time. So something might be taking you away from focusing on money and what you need to take care of. So there could be outside circumstances that are pressing on you to focus in a direction that's not productive. So make sure that you're focusing on what you need to do, on making money, whatever it is that you're doing. And don't allow side quests to kind of knock you off. Okay, so here's some cards for Jupiter in the 12th house. We'll do something more on Jupiter later, but this was just an introduction. So we have Devil. The 12th house is also hidden enemies. So I think that a lot of the problems that Jupiter makes bigger is like the unexpected. So the Devil to me is kind of like a bit of a worry. And then we have 10 of Swords. Let's take a look at this. So you have so many transits in Capricorn, which actually rule the Devil. This is a sextile to the transits in Pisces. To me, watch your back. Watch your back in terms of your career, in terms of your public life. Don't necessarily, if somebody's like shrewing around to try to get information from you or something like that, or buddying up to you in a weird way, be careful with that. You might have a Judas around you until May. So 3 of Swords, they may be already now. I have a feeling that you're going to go through, between all these transits, Saturn in the 11th, like big success in terms of career and the 12th house stuff. I could see somebody close to you being shady and not being a good friend. So this looks like more of that deception, lying, manipulating, taking advantage of your situation. And I think the trigger point is your success. So you're successful. So you're seeing the true colors of someone, and you're getting obviously hurt by that because you're a good friend. Queen of Wands, see, that's you shining. You having a very good energy, and people around you are, and I think that's going to be a motivator too. So we don't want to get down about this. This 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, I feel like very much, don't get down about it. Don't get sad. It's going to be a motivating point for you to change something about your career and who you interact with so that you can go and be successful. Remember in the first spread, the 9 of Pentacles, money is coming your way. 2 of Swords. Yeah, so it's going to be a shock. And then for a moment, you're not going to know what to do about it or what to say. But I think it's going to come out okay. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, shift and focus, turn your back on the negative and work towards positive, good financial outcomes, and a bit of a disappointment, I think, yeah. But it has to do with your success, which is a good reason for disappointment. It means that person was always crap, right? Or that situation was always crap. Okay, so now let's take a look at the 2 retrogrades that are with us. So they're in your 10th house. So this is the exciting part. Venus has gone retrograde in December, December 19th in Capricorn, and will be in Capricorn until the 28th retrograde. Through that time, she will make conjunctions with Pluto and with Mars. She's already started making conjunctions with Pluto, and I think that that's why December was sort of crazy for some people. But we'll go into that deeper elsewhere. Suffice it to say, Venus retrograde in your 10th house has a lot to do with realizing unmet opportunities from the past, especially with career. So if you missed out on something, Aries, this is your time to get it back. This is your time to reconnect with people. I feel like you need to sidestep some people to get to the person that you need to talk to. So maybe the disappointment has to do with you asking for an interview with someone or to talk to someone, and your good friend denies you. And you're like, what? Like, why would you do that? So maybe it's something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fight. But I do feel like there's resistance towards your progress because of jealousy, because of like people looking at you. So you may want to, push a little harder, take it upon your own shoulders to talk to the people that you need to talk to. Don't get discouraged by petty behavior. If anything, it should motivate you. If anything, it should tell you what they're about. Okay, so let's take a look at some cards. So we have 9 of Swords showing up again. Now, we're talking about the 10th house, which is all career energy. Then we have the Knight of Wands, somebody coming in quickly. Let's see the 3 cards before we judge, because it's pretty intense. Something is moving very quickly. Now, the Knight of Wands can represent Mars here, right? And at the end of Sagittarius. So Mars will transition into Capricorn soon, but there could be someone new coming, a new idea coming in. Then we have the Judgment card. Something made you sad, new information comes in, which empowers you to make an informed decision. So something's changing because of information that's coming in. There's a messenger there. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it may be Sag, Leo, or Aries. So you're disappointed about something, information's coming in. That information will either empower you or give you enough knowledge to be able to respond accordingly, and from that you'll make some empowered decision. Judgment. Again, I mentioned Pluto when I was talking about Venus. This is the Venus retrograde part of the reading. And so Pluto and Venus will create a conjunction on March 3rd. So once Venus goes direct, she will transit over to Pluto and make a conjunction on March 3rd. That's a big deal because that will unpack a lot of what happened in December. So if something happened for you in December and it's sort of like up in the air, the outcome, the judgment, the movement forward may happen actually on March 3rd. Okay? And we'll talk about it more later. See, I'm coughing a little bit. I'm fine. So 9 of Pentacles. I think this is your card right now. Really successful, financially successful. But not everybody's happy for you. Keep a low profile, be careful who you say things to at this time right now in terms of your success, because not everybody might be as happy for you as you are for yourself. 10 of Wands next. So yeah, somebody's making your life harder. I feel like this is less to do with how much work you have to do, although that might be a part of it. It might have to do with emotional strain and stress. 8 of Swords. So you're left here with problems. Somebody's leaving you with problems. Somebody is weighing you down and giving you stress. But I think the 8 of Swords is all about finding the right answer. So it's like trying to look for an answer until you find the right solution. And so you find the right solution and there you go. So there is this kind of weight that you are experiencing through others' actions. However, very quickly you find an answer, you make a decision, and you change the environment. So that's really good. The other transit that I wanted to talk about today, and this is the last one today, is Mercury retrograde. And so Mercury retrograde begins its retrograde cycle on the 14th of January in a few days and will continue until February 4th. It will begin to be retrograde in Aquarius, which is your 11th house. A lot to do with past friends, talking to people from the past. And then when it goes direct in Capricorn, it will once again target your career, your public life, whatever's going on in your career right now is pretty special. These types of transits happen more often, like a concentration of inner planets, but I still think it's very relevant to what happened in 2019 and 2020. So you're revisiting, old opportunities, talking to people from the past. It's a time to put yourself out there, especially if you do want like work-oriented things to move forward. And especially here. So Mars, I wasn't sure what date it moves into Capricorn, but just remember that Mars at the end of January on the 24th enters into Capricorn. And so when it does that, that's going to be a big push in your career. So don't hold back. It looks like there's some situation, an interpersonal situation that's weighing you down, as we've said. But I feel like the momentum is forward. Mercury retrograde will first allow you till the end of January sort of to work through on issues with friends, to talk with an old friend, figure things out. And then once it's in Capricorn, this career stuff will unpack. So you may have to wait until like the 25th of January before things become clear about work. So patience is a key. You're not the only sign going through this. It's a lot of waiting until the right transit happens. Sagittarian card here, we have the Temperance and the Six of Pentacles. See, your work stands for itself. There's a very good energy around work. Three of Pentacles. You're appreciated, you're liked. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel like this is your energy. I feel like financially you're solid. Now this could be, an earth sign male, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This secondary energy is fire, Sagittarius or Aries. But we all take on different personas. And to me, what I see you as right now is very strong financially. Like the financial strength is really good. The next message is the Last Judgment. Okay, let's see what else we have going on. Then we have the Seven of Wands. I'm going to do the three cards together. So again, there's signaling that you're going to make a big decision. You're going to stand up for yourself, defend yourself against BS. And then we have, by the way, the moon will be in Capricorn January 29th through the 30th, 31st. So it's right at the end of the month. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. This looks like you have someone on your side who's solid. Maybe at work, there's other people that have your back. Or it's possible that, you have a partner that's really great. There could be another person that comes into your life or is in your life that really stands up and makes themselves known and gives you good energy. So Aries, I think that, keep with your guns. This beginning of the year has a lot to do with money. This whole year will have a lot to do with money for you. If you take a look at your transits going back a few years, it's been a lot of you building career, you finding success and being successful. So it's another layer of that, but it's much more intense. I think the chances of big success are getting bigger and bigger. Look at this. You're just setting yourself up for a good situation. People are there. People will love you. People will care about you. But I think that the emphasis is on making decisions when you need to make them and being very focused on taking care of your money, taking care of your wealth, and that kind of thing. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to make the energy real. If you have another social media, share. But then go into the description and members, there's an extended video, it'll be mostly tarot, and you can watch it there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.